4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Game on Stage. She.
That chick Angel.
Welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button. Smash that notification button. Bangers, bangers, bangers on 2024. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for your patronage of our little show. Church announcements. Ball Brothers Thanksgiving special is in 2 weeks. It'll be airing starting the Wednesday night of Thanksgiving. If you want to watch it with a group of friends, we'll be watching it at 7 Eastern. But after that, you can watch it anytime, actually. You can watch it on Thanksgiving with your family, on Friday when you go Black Friday shopping, Saturday after you have Thanksgiving sex, Sunday after church, or if you skip church or you don't go to church.
That's grateful sex.
And you can watch it 6 months from now because you have it forever. But this is the last one, so you know that. We're not putting any out more this year. We're not putting any out next year because we're going on the road. Loud at brethren. Tony Baker and I will be in Tacoma November 22nd and 23rd. Tickets are selling well. I ran into Nate Jackson actually at an airport in Chicago this weekend. He said tickets are doing very well, and I was very happy to hear that. So if you're in Tacoma, you'll be the first city outside of LA to be able to see the Ball Brothers live. Angel said she was coming. She never did, just like my real dad said he was going to pick me up, and he never did. Angel, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
I'm not coming to Tacoma either. I thought I was.
I knew she never was. Just like my dad. Okay. Promised me something. I'm going to come. I get all excited. He's not coming. Neither is she.
You know, I'm sorry.
I can see you clearly now, Angel.
You can see me clearly. No, I did want to come, but then I forgot I had family obligations. I'm no longer going to Bloomington, so if you were coming...
Angel!
What happened?
There's a whole bunch of bad news in one episode.
The restoration, what was it? Extended scepter?
Yeah, I'm sorry,
It got retracted.
guys.
What happened?
There was a couple of snafus that made me go, you know what? Maybe not this time, guys. Maybe next time, guys. So no.
Oh, you made a personal choice.
I made a business choice and personal. I said, this is not, So I'm sorry.
Angel.
I'm sorry. But church announcement, those of you all who keep asking about this red lipstick that I've worn, it's coming back out. I was in the original Mama Likes box. It's coming back out for Black Friday.
Friday.
And it'll have not only lipstick, but this lip liner combo. The lipstick is called Angel Wings. The dark liner is called Like It. And together they make cranberry. So be on the lookout because once they sell out this time, it's not coming back. A lot of y'all didn't ask me about this daggone red lipstick because it is the bomb. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. But still, go to my aunt's conference, Extended Scepter, online, ministries.org. Have a good time if you're in the Bloomington area. All right, guys.
All right. Let's talk about some things. First, I want to shout out Patreon. Another time, something happened in the world that completely missed my timeline.
I can't believe you missed
I
it.
missed it completely.
You don't have white women in your timeline?
I don't have a lot, actually.
That's crazy.
Surprising to know, I don't have a lot of white women.
As much as you say positive things.
Much to your chagrin?
Much to my chagrin. Let me know, Angel, what you think about... Actually, you're a woman. You're a black woman.
I am a woman.
I actually found out about this on a black woman's story, but I thought she was just being funny, and I didn't know what she meant by blue bracelets. And then I went to Patreon to do the docket, and then I saw it over and over and over, and then I was like, oh, wait, I've missed something. I just thought my homegirl was being hilarious, But Angel, you're a black woman, so tell me what's going on.
So, all over the world.
Hey.
You done?
I don't know.
No, I'm just playing.
Also, real quick.
Go ahead.
How do you get your laptop not to do that?
Put it on Do Not Disturb. Is it your laptop?
No, I don't want my laptop to ever
ring
and do my FaceTime. Because when I'm at home and I have my laptop open.
Transfer to iMac.
I don't want to. I don't ever want because sometimes it will do that and I'm not even at my laptop and my phone won't ring. Android people, I don't want to hear it.
Wait a minute, your phone won't ring?
No, my actual phone won't ring. But my laptop will ring.
Oh, I've never had that where my laptop. Yeah, you can turn off FaceTime.
I don't know. I'm gonna just delete it off my thing.
Andrew, we've had that since Thomas Edison.
But that never happens to me because I got a laptop that's a Dell and it ain't compatible. I don't want to hear it.
I don't even know how to use
Android people, do y'all be having MacBooks? I don't want to talk about it. Talk about blue bracelets.
Blue bracelets. So apparently, the sector of white women that did not vote for our incoming president are just like, we are not like them, the other white women who did vote for our incoming president. And they said, you know what? Let's come up with a symbol so people know we're a safe space. We're going to go to Joann's, to Michael's, to Hobby Lobby.
Not to Hobby Lobby.
Oh, yes. They've been going
now
to Hobby.
that's counterproductive.
They don't
Found
care.
out they donated down to the Trump.
They said, that's all right, and we'll replenish it, you idiots. And they're making these blue bracelets to subtly tell people, hey, you're safe with me.
Why is that how they talk?
Because it's always very soft. I don't know who are they talking to. Who needs to feel safe around them?
Y'all.
Who's y'all?
Black women.
A bracelet you think is going to be what
They're gonna
makes
be
me
like,
go?
hey.
I don't.
Matter of fact, they're going to do it like this.
You see it. I don't
White
need,
power. I mean,
you get what
we
I said?
with y'all is what I'm trying to say.
I don't need to feel safe around you. I need for your counterparts that did not vote in the best interest of me to not feel safe around you. That's what I need. Yeah, I need for them to feel so uncomfortable being in your presence that they scurry back into the darkness. I don't need your safety because I know you don't really have anything to give me.
Right.
I need for you to make your granddaddy feel as though I'ma leave if Rebecca's coming, because I know she's going to be talking all that Black Lives Matter shit. That's what I need to be. And I don't want it subtle. We're not in slavery where a white person could get shot for helping slaves free the South. That's not so why we need anything to be subtle? I want you to be loud. First of all, subtleness has never been something that has attracted black women to
Right.
believe that you are on their side. We need like blatant and bold proclamations, loudness in your allyship.
Yes.
Not a little signal. Ain't nobody about to put you in jail because you stand with us. Girl, be loud about it.
And also, Angel, what's preventing the other people from watching the video and be like, oh, let me get a bracelet? Because that's like everybody knows about the bracelet now.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, oh, I got it too.
My thing is they weren't quiet about their counterparts weren't quiet about their disdain. They
No.
wore big red hats like Santa. And you want to wear a little itty bitty thin ass tennis
You
bracelet
got to
made
pull
of
it
beads?
up under like,
It's so tiny.
they're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us.
No, dye your hair blue and look like a Smurf. Then I'ma know. Okay, girl, I see you, Rebecca.
And where are the interactions supposed to be happening, Angel?
What do you mean?
Where they need to show the bracelet?
I think they just feel like in public so that you know that you actually have an ally there without them having to go, hey, are you okay? Are you all right? No, I want you to have a Black Lives Matter shirt on.
Right.
Tattooed.
Yeah, like I don't want subtle. If you really trying to be out here like that,
Yeah.
don't make it subtle. But honestly, again, it's not that I need your covering. I need you to get your people in check. I don't need your covering. Get your folk in check. If the police, listen to the thing, if the police come and they are, doing something to me, I don't need you to talk to me. I need you to talk to them.
Yes.
I think that's where we're going.
Don't record from across the street with the blue bracelet on.
I'm here with you. No, talk to them. Tell them leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I don't get it.
You switching in and out of this voice so smoothly.
I see you, Angel. Recording. No, come over here, talk to this police officer and tell him leave me alone. That's so while I think it's a little bit of virtue signaling, I think it is a little bit of a cowardness, even though I will say that there are people who are actually just kind of at a loss of what to do. People who honestly were like, I don't understand how this happened. But again, I'm saying how it happened is you got to make the folk that voted that way feel uncomfortable about that.
Have you been seeing the there's like discourse. Well, two things. Well, let me start with this. Have you seen this discourse of like conservatives are like people on liberals, I guess, are like cutting off their family members, and they're like, you can't do that. Have you seen conservative people saying that they don't want to be cut off from their family members?
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure they don't want to. I think a lot of people who have voted for whatever conservative issue there is truly want to believe that they are not on the side of racists, and that whatever their issue was that caused them to vote for the demise of women and of minorities had nothing to do with women and minorities.
Yeah.
It had to do with some other moral thing that they felt took precedence, or had to do with some economic thing they felt took precedence. But sometimes you have to lay in the bed that you made
Sometimes there's a wet spot.
In a little bit of shit. In a little bit of shit. And I feel as though people are just going, I know it hurts. I'm sure it hurts, because I would say that there are actually more people than not that really felt like the thing they voted on was more prevalent than the racism and sexism that was underlining a lot of the rhetoric and the laws that are more than likely to come. But sometimes you just got to make people sit with their consequences. And with that being said, sometimes it's, I don't really F with you no more.
Listen, you know what I notice I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm going to just say my community, like locally, and a lot of like-minded people that I follow. I feel like black people have a, how do I say this? Well, what is we going to do? And we like have to move on. You know what I mean? Like, we can't see. I mean, we had our moment. A lot of us had our, hours, days, whatever. But I feel like the sentiment that I saw a lot of, and maybe a little bit too much, was, oh, nigga, don't ask us for nothing else. Don't ask us for nothing else. Now, what I will say, a couple people strayed a little bit further than that. Was like, I don't care what happens to you. Don't care what happens to Gaza. Don't care. I'm going to Starbucks. I'm about to deport people. I'm not saying all that. Me, Kevin, I'm upset, but I'm not taking it down on the people in Gaza. Like me personally, I don't care. I don't not care that much that I'm okay with what's happening to them. But as far as an American, I feel like, and maybe, me, you, and Josh all grew up the same. We all grew up with not much. When you grow up with not much in a world who don't look out to give you much, you be sad, and then you eventually got to suck it up and figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, yes. I'll give you a small example that's not the same weight or levity. I mean, the weight of it, but it's a small example that helps you be like that. Many Christmases, no matter how many Christmases in my life that I didn't get nothing on my list, nowhere near the things I asked for. Matter of fact, I got frustration and disdain. I think my parents and grandparents were sometimes upset. They couldn't give me what they want, and instead of being sad, they was gonna go to anger and a kid in Africa. I wanted a talk boy, bad. You know what I got? A sweater and an attitude.
Yeah, okay.
One Christmas.
Never they mad.
Oh, they pissed off at me. Cause they gave me one like knitted sweater that looked like they found it on the ground at JCPenney's.
Oh shit!
I wake up and go to Christmas area to the living room. No tree anyway, but hopefully some gifts gonna be on the ground. Oh. No, I said, morning. Were there presents for us? At the time I walked down, one of my parents put the sweater on the top bunk where I was sleeping. They said, you didn't even go look in your room. Okay, well, I just came from there.
I was in there.
I didn't see anything. So far be it from me to think there wasn't a president there. I go around back to my room. There's just a sweater unwrapped laying on the bed. And you know me as a friend. My face gonna tell you.
No poker face.
Trying not to get a whooping. I was like, oh, the sweater. If there's a kid in Africa that's cold right now.
I bet you he isn't, actually. What part of Africa is he in? It's
can't
pretty warm.
say that for everything. See, that's your problem. That's why you didn't get nothing, because you're not grateful. You can't already buy me nothing and then say I'm not grateful for what I didn't get when I'm getting disappointed in this moment. You can't get mad at me.
They said, yeah, no, we did.
That's your problem. That's why you're not getting that talk boy. First of all, I was never going to get it.
Let's be honest.
You know, I was never going to get it. So you can't use how I act when I didn't get it preemptively against me when you didn't have the money before. And then, Angel, you go to school, and this is the worst day. Christmas is not the worst day.
This is
the worst.
We go back.
Well, actually, no, not even that. That's the second worst day. When you go outside, and these kids is riding spaceships. I mean, even other poor kids' parents figured it out for Christmas.
The remote control cars.
Josh, I mean, you open the door, big wheels, bikes with the little streamers coming down the sides, Glee, Talk Boy. What'd you get, Kev? In trouble. I got in trouble.
In trouble.
I got in trouble for not being grateful. And a sweater.
Your parents didn't know how to pull it off. My mother would buy stuff, and we would full know that thing was going back.
That is actually worse.
We would be like, yeah! And then we would realize there's no way we're keeping any of this.
That's worse by a mile.
Take it back
So
to
anyway,
the store.
my point was, after a while, like, then you go to school. And then what'd you get? What'd you get? I got a house. I got my college tuition paid for. I got a brand new car. You're 8. I got a BMW. And then you just like, nigga, I ain't get nothing.
I got a sweater.
And you go ride the bike you had. You go play in the tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, you figure it out.
Yeah.
But you never get used to disappointment, but you are like trained to be like, well, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. And I think black people collectively was like, not only it is what it is, but on top of that, don't ask us for nothing else. You don't really want to be in a situation where black people are like that, because black people, when we fight for something, even in America, this is proven to be true. Mm-hmm. When we fight for something, everybody benefits from it.
Of course.
Affirmative action did not only benefit black people, it benefited everybody, and it benefited white women more than anyone.
Yeah.
Civil rights benefited everyone. A lot of the gay rights that they won were built off the back of the civil rights movement, and black people don't even be mad. A lot of times they'll be like, man, we just trying to get more for us.
Yeah.
We not usually as exclusionary as other people who are like, only us.
Yeah.
Like the right to vote is for everybody, not just us. So it's kind of dangerous for black people to take the approach that we've had to a lot of things, to being like, we just gonna do what we gotta do, and blue bracelets, red hat. Don't talk to me.
Bracelets too. With an R.
Every time
Bracelet.
when I saw Bracelet, when I saw that title, I said, I'm not going, because I can't even say Melissa's Blue Club Blue.
Lord.
I can't
it's
do
just
it.
because you need to slow it down.
And I have a lisp.
No, don't blame it on that.
You're
being
strong.
ableist.
Yes.
Jesus is bigger than the list.
You're gaslighting me. I won. So now.
No, you can't do that. I win gaslighting.
You gaslighted me.
I win gaslighting.
I won. Well, with all the trauma that everybody's going through, therapy can be costly, okay? But Talkspace is affordable and an in-network with most insurance providers. Most insured members have a $0 copay. In Men's Health Awareness Month in Talkspace, it is Men's Health Awareness Month, okay? Come on, man. Let's get aware. And Talkspace wants to know how you feel. Guys, this November, prioritize your health by prioritizing your mental health with Talkspace. I love therapy, and I love it even more when it's online. You know why? Because I can do it wherever, and my busy schedule does not then take over my prioritizing my mental health. And Talkspace is here for you to be able to prioritize your mental health as well. Talkspace makes getting help convenient because you can make your appointments from the comfort and privacy of your home. You can even talk it out between sessions by sending text, video, or audio messages to your therapist. Talkspace provides personalized treatment for individuals, couples, the LGBTQIA+ community, veterans, and teens. There's more to Men's Health Awareness Month than just mustaches. Talkspace is here to help you with your therapy on your terms. As a listener to this podcast, or of this podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
Enter promo code SPACE80.
SPACE80.
To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
And enter promo code Space 80 to get
Space
$80 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
Promo
Yeah,
code
yeah.
Space 80.
Space 80.
I think truly what it boils down to is, yes, black folk are, and I'm saying this generalized, I understand not everybody feels this way. I think we are definitely tired of being asked to do a lot of the work when we are not even a small fraction of the problem. You know, we only make up 13% of this country's population, but we are always expected to be on the right side of history.
Yes.
And
Can I pause you and interrupt you?
go ahead.
Black people getting blamed for Kamala not winning. I want people to know if every single black person in the United States voted for Kamala, everyone, 100% of everybody voting, it still wouldn't be enough.
Oh, absolutely.
By sheer numbers.
It's not. When I saw when I think about how much people depend on black women, and when I saw that little 7% we made up of voters, I said, what? You know what? We should have just sat at home. We should have just kicked it. And the fact that we are one of the most degreed earning segments of the population, as well as the fastest growing entrepreneur section of the population, I am not surprised that we could see clearly, the candidate that makes the most sense for upward mobility of all people would be Kamala Harris. But I think at the end of the day, being the people that, think about it, as soon as she announced her
running mate?
No.
Policies?
Shut up. That she was running.
Candidacy.
Yes. We were the first people with Black Women to do one of those calls,
First
do
one.
a fundraiser within an hour or within like an hour or two, raise over $1 million for her, which then made everybody go, that's a good idea. We'll do it as well. I think when you get the sentiments now of people being like, I ain't doing shit for nobody.
Because when black people talk like that, it's like, oh, dang. Because y'all ain't been in the black house.
Right.
Our mama doesn't talk like that.
Yeah.
You know, and they ain't even got the cuss to get that sentiment across.
Right. They're like, I'm not doing. So it's not so much an FU to any other marginalized group as if their struggle is not important. Because it is important. What's happening in Palestine is still important. What's happening in the Congo is still important.
Yes.
What's happening to the LGBTQIA plus community is still important. But you're going to have to get somebody else to do it.
This is the black people. I don't know if y'all saw that video of that white girl yelling at that baby.
Yes.
Black people can say adult to adult, blah, 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 you tripping. When the white girl yelled at the white baby, black women were like, hey, what is you on? Right. That's the baby. Like, nigga, like, not nigga, but like, and that's a semblance of black people. We can see the problem and acknowledge this child is innocent and also stop somebody from crossing the line all at once. The danger is when we're just like, you got it. You got it.
Yeah.
You'll never want to hear that in an argument because it doesn't mean you won the argument.
Yeah.
It means, you know what? I ain't even tripping no more.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens. And a lot of times people don't understand that what you think is going to happen to us is often going to happen to you. Think about affirmative action. The Asian population, when they struck affirmative action from colleges and they were expecting black people to get in less, I think it was one school, I believe it was maybe Harvard or Yale. Black people got in 6% the year prior. Affirmative action, they got in 6% again. But Asian population dropped from, say, I don't know the numbers, but say 11 to 8%. And they were like, wait a second. And black people was like,
see,
now look who you thought you was mad at.
Look at you.
Look who you thought you was mad at.
And
now look what happened to you. And if legacy admissions isn't a part of affirmative action, please tell me what is. Because at the end of the day, it always goes back to capitalism. Racism
100.
in America is an effective tool to support capitalism.
Period.
Slavery, Jim Crow, all of that stuff was supporting capitalism. The Southern strategy was to keep poor white people focused on poor black people instead of rich white people who were taking advantage of them.
Correct.
So if I can focus you on, because I can see you. You the nigga that live across the way.
Yeah.
That white man got that big plantation at the edge of town, but you live in a shack across the street. White man said, man, this is crazy. A little political cartoon that I love. It's 100 cookies, right? And there's a rich white person and a poor white person. And the rich white person takes 98 of the cookies and says, be careful, that immigrant's gonna take your cookie. And it's worked since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And it even only on black people. When they were importing, when they were immigrating a lot of Chinese labor, building San Francisco, and the white Irish people were upset, you know who they were mad at? The Chinese.
Yeah.
Chinese working 16, 18-hour days
100%.
for half the money, doing twice the work. And the white Irish people are mad at the Chinese when it's the white man in your city, right in your town, hiring the Chinese because of what? Capitalism. And they're all too happy for you to go get mad at them.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're frustrated with that person,
you're not paying them any mind.
and this is the last thing I say because I know I've been talking for a long time. Martin Luther King's big fear, your father, biggest fear wasn't rising up black people. It's when Martin Luther King started to connect all the poor people. Yeah. Because America is probably, if not one of the most unequal wealth distributed countries in the developed world. You have people like Jeff Bezos with enough money to go to space for fun because he can't think of anything else to do. And you have a large amount of the population unable to go 3 weeks,
What he been doing this election?
Being filthy rich, buying the biggest yacht with a
I
helicopter.
ain't heard him say nothing.
Selling crazy stock during this entire pump.
I ain't heard him say nothing.
Because what's he gonna say? The last thing I heard him say is something about the Washington Post when them people quit. If you get all these poor people, because listen, the amount of poor people and the middle class is not trending up. The middle class is joining the class below it. And in America, the greatest ability is I just need to be a little bit better than you. Not why that man got all that money. Why they got all this money? Because you get all these people, now you realize, there's not enough of us to stop this. If all the poor people in this country and all the middle class people was like, okay, y'all is too rich. Now we have a problem. So racism is an effective distraction tool, not on it's a distraction, but it's a distraction tool to take people's eyes off of the real person and give them something in their face that they can be angry about. And the last thing I'll say after I said the last thing I'll say.
God, dog, Kevin.
This is it. I'm in my bag right now.
5 minutes.
Whiteness.
It better be
Whiteness
good.
was created because poor white people were looking at poor black people and feeling the same. And since they didn't have money to give them, they said, you're actually white, so you're better than them, and they're beneath you. And that was enough. Not no money, not no property, just whiteness.
So I was going to go ahead, John.
No, I was going to say, now I can't even follow that because that's way stronger than my argument. Go ahead.
Well, no, what I was going to say is, and that is why black people are tapping out, because until poor white folk, disenfranchised white folk say enough is enough. It don't matter how much we protest. It don't matter how much we don't shop somewhere. Our dollar, while it is an important dollar, is not enough of the dollars to move the needle. Speaking of which, there's this, y'all start doing y'all's damn research.
Please.
Just start doing y'all's research. I understand that sometimes watching a TikTok video feels like research. It is not enough. There is this video going around about all the businesses that donated to Trump's campaign. And
I saw that.
like,
Black lady?
Yeah.
I hate those videos.
Let me make it clear
You're so
to y'all, because when I saw it, I just knew. I said people were gonna be like, "Well, count your days, such and such."
I love a good country day.
Count your day. You will rue the day. Saboteur.
Saboteur. You all start researching. Understand that as an American, you have a right to protest whatever you want to protest for whatever reason. And it can be your reason. It doesn't have to be because that's the movement that everybody's going with or what have you. But understand that unless you are living a self-sustained life, meaning you got your garden out back, Huh?
Talk your talk.
You built your own bike for your transportation. You are a entrepreneur business where you make your own goods and you deliver them. You don't use any of federal money, anything. You are playing into the hands of someone who disagrees with how you feel about how this election went or how policies are actually about to be put in place. Good God Almighty.
One more time.
Good God Almighty.
Turn the mic down real quick. Okay. I got to. All right. Bye. I just want y'all to know, quick aside.
You thought it was an emergency.
I'm producing Churchy. There's a lot of moving parts at the moment. I thought Melissa was calling me to tell me she had the answer for something. What she said was, look at my makeup.
It's pretty, though. Her face looks
Don't
great.
I look good? Of course you do, baby. I'm shooting. Why are you shooting?
You ain't done? I thought y'all start shooting at 6 a.m.
Baby girl. You know, I be saying she's not here. She's out of town. And anyway, I'm going to answer her phone call.
Of course, that's your
Anyway, go
wife.
ahead.
As you should.
As somebody so nicely, succinctly put it in the chat, now it's gone too far. But there really is there we go. There's no ethical consumption under capitalism. So as we begin to try to...
so good.
It truly, like, I understand being like, okay, possibly as a community, I'm going to buy into whatever company we are deciding we don't F with. But this whole, you think you about to go through Christmas and I'm going to avoid every single business that ever put any dollar into the campaign of Trump, you are lying to yourself and you're virtual signaling. That's all you're really doing.
Listen, let me tell you what. You're absolutely right.
No,
Andrew.
I want you to hush. Let me finish because you
I
talk
see you're
a
absolutely
lot.
right.
No, you've said, let me
You're
tell you
absolutely
what.
right.
You know, you
For the
were about to
past
go into another
32
thought.
minutes.
I saw it in your
I
body.
just said you're
It
absolutely
has
right.
been 45 minutes and 36 seconds of let me tell you what.
Absolutely right.
Kevin was about to be like, and see, I was thinking the same thing. No, hush.
I love ethical consumption, though. I hadn't heard that term before.
Because truly, we are in a time and place where even like obviously what we want to try to do is support small businesses because we are making a direct change in effect on whoever that small business owner is. But yes, eventually that money will cycle out of their business and still go into the hands of these billionaires, these people who really don't care about us. But that is also a part of the thread of America. The only time you end up becoming a socialist or what's the communist country out when you really try to think that you can control the dollar ever reaching the hands of someone who is evil. So I say all that to say, while we are hot and while we are pissed and while we are like, what should we do? Take a breath. Figure out what will make you feel as though you are not a part of the ever-growing problem. Don't just keep taking these damn TikTok videos. You know what? When I found out the real truth behind Starbucks, how pissed off I was.
Tell the people what it was. You talking about when they were on the BDS website?
They weren't.
Or when people thought they were on the BDS website?
Yes. So there was this whole thing of Starbucks is giving money to Israel to kill the people in Gaza. And I was like, oh God, no. No, actually, I went and did research. They had actually given a lot of money to feed people in Palestine. Their biggest problem was their union busting practices.
If you're going to be mad at them, be mad at them for capitalism.
That's truly what their issue was, and not wanting to be associated with anything having to do with that war. And I was like, now people been telling me they giving to the war. Now why you say that? And we also conflate the two. We will conflate someone who owns stock that has made money off of a company with the actual company.
Yes.
We'll be like, it'd be like, so I was a part owner of the app. If I did some foul shit and was giving money, it would be somebody saying, well, KOSS app donated money to some random ass terrible organization. Where it's just like we start conflating the two things of because this person has an affiliation with this organization, they now represent the entirety of
Here's
it.
the sad thing, if I can say this, and I hate to think like this. We, the American people, donate to genocide without any control. With our tax-paying dollars that we have no ability to not pay. You pay taxes, you go to jail. And I'm not even saying like, not even saying like think like this, but it's sad as an American citizen who pays taxes on sales, property taxes, income taxes. Our government does not ask us what we think they should do with our money. America is a capitalist, imperialist country.
Come on.
That wants to protect capitalist and imperialist ideals. They don't say, Angel, now how much you paid in taxes? You had a good year. And this is the crazy thing. The doggone people on the left be making the good money. They take it and give it to any old thing. They don't say, now what I would love, pothole in my neighborhood. Take a little bit of that's what taxes used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be community based. Hey, let's pull in as a group and say, you know what? Let's put some more money and fix this pothole. Nigga, no. Missiles. We want to take this country over. We want to overthrow that country. I don't care what you say. We're doing this. And there's no way to boycott your own country outside of leaving.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes it feels like, and I do feel like sometimes you feel like listen, if you feel convicted, go with your convictions.
That's what I'm saying.
Go with
with
God.
how you feel.
But I just hope your convictions, even if you just feel like you're hurting them, let your hurt be placed. And honestly, what you were saying that, Angel, I realized we getting information from TikTok because we don't trust the media. And the media has always, and this is not new, the media has always been biased by the person who wants to tell the story.
Of course.
Lions don't write books. Hunters write books. They said the victor gonna tell the story. You see it happening in America today. You see CRT and racism being erased from the school books. We grew up thinking that Native Americans, I mean like our age group, even Baby Washer, Native Americans and the Pilgrims got along great. Thanksgiving was a time.
Bread.
Man, when I found out the truth, I said, man, what?
Pillage.
That rape? Pocahontas? That Disney story is not what happened. That was a baby.
Yeah.
Pocahontas was like 12. John Smith was like 27. Christopher Columbus was awful. We was like, Columbus, he came and discovered America.
It's a holiday. Everybody's off.
Bro,
School.
I was like, man, these pilgrims that's not what happened.
Yeah.
And but I didn't find out a lot about that stuff until I was in college. Yeah. Well, I mean, we was doing the little turkey hand.
Oh yeah.
You didn't know, and then a lot of people don't go on to college and take classes and learn and read and all that type of stuff.
A lot of people don't go to college.
A lot of people don't go to college. And listen, it might be a lot more. Yeah. With the Department of Education potentially on the chopping block.
Oh yeah, this thing is out of here.
State schools alone, my brother's, he goes to Cal State, and enrollment was 40% less this year than it was last year.
The enrollment's down all over.
40%.
Enrollment is down all over. Even in regular public schools, K through 12, enrollment is down.
In public schools?
Kids are getting homeschooled. Oh. Because they don't trust the school system. Well, that's also defunded.
Dang.
Enrollment is down everywhere. But this is all
I see it now.
This is all to say that unfortunately, all of us have blood on our hands. That is the honest to God truth. And it took me a while to realize that being an American citizen and being someone who's not trying to overthrow this country, we all have some sort of blood on our hands. So it's then up to us to figure out what are the things that we want to do to try to right some of the wrongs that our country is emboldened to do.
Yeah.
But I would encourage, instead of focusing on which company can I try to bring to its knees, because you won't, especially not black folk. We won't be the ones to break these countries.
We were brought here to make the country stand up.
Right. We won't be the
Not
one
great again.
to bring these corporations to their knees. I think if you could focus, I think where our attention truly needs to be, this is just my own personal opinion, is how to help black-owned small businesses grow. And
Like
I'm not
Patreon.
even, and I wasn't even talking about you.
I am. Listen, you can say a lot about old Kev. I'm lispy. I interrupt Angel, but I'm going to put some money in the pockets of black folks.
You are correct.
I'm going to put some money in them niggas' pockets.
I was just telling my
Analytics.
girlfriend.
And some of the tinks.
Come on. I was just telling my girlfriend this as she's been dealing with the fallout of the election and realizing who some people are and who they aren't. I said, I as she was debating about these one people. I said, for me, I'm always gonna give a black person a chance to either fail me or like give them the opportunity to fail miserably with my money or blow my mind. Either way. I said because either way, because I don't care if some other race might have better resources, might have better opportunities. I know there's a reason they have that. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'd rather go with the startup black company and pray that they don't do me wrong. They might. But the opportunity that I gave them will hopefully make them better for the next black person that gives them employment.
1,000%.
So while you can do whatever you want to, you can boycott whoever you want to, but if instead you focus on how can I give more of my money to black owned businesses, I feel like we will have a better or greater change and effect on our own culture. Yeah. That's what I get when I hear people that say, F it, I ain't helping nobody else. I agree. So how can we help each other? That's truly where. So, do your own research. That's what I was going to say. And then I'm going to read this ad. The TikTok. I get why people don't trust the news. Mm-hmm. But why are you trusting some random person?
Because I'm going to tell you why. Because you want to believe it.
That's truly.
It's confirmation bias.
It is.
I want to believe the election was stolen. We thought them folks was crazy. I'm hearing every other conspiracy theory on this side. The election was, we don't want to believe them. Well, how did she win the Dems? And I couldn't figure this out until somebody said, how did she win the president and not the Dem in these states? Because them folks, like I told you, went in there and circled Trump and walked out of that voting booth. Mm-hmm. I don't care about nothing local. I don't care about my senator or my governor or my councilman, my DA. Trump, circle, adios. Yeah. And they gone. Mm-hmm. We like Elon with the Starlink, all that. Maybe they stole it now, ran down. The numbers, y'all. Now we know how we told them people was crazy. Yeah. A lot of y'all, we on the other side now.
No, she definitely. I feel like she lost this like a regular loser race.
Black woman? No.
I don't know.
All right, I'm not even going. I don't even have to call into work. Took me 2 seconds to circle Trump and get out of the booth.
Yeah, no, I think she definitely just lost this. There's no. I don't think there's any
Starlink. Nah, them people, them Elon, they did. There's voter suppression. There's gerrymandering. There's all that stuff. But they but these are the things we've already worked into.
But this is the thing. Other than them boxes blowing up, we barely heard anything about folk not being able to vote. They knew. Wait a minute, she's black. Why we got to do
the night of this? The night of, they were in one of the Philly centers interviewing the guy at the warehouse. So like, how many more votes are coming in? They're like, no, that's it.
Right. They were like, I'm sure they probably had a devious plan. Russia, what we gonna have you do? Blah, blah, blah. Wait a minute.
Black woman?
She's black.
We ain't got to spend all that money.
We got the white women this time? Oh yeah, just pack it up.
Intersectionality.
Putin, pack it up, man.
Yeah, they were like, we don't actually need your help on this one.
She's a black person. And she's a woman.
Yeah.
They probably thought they won the moment they threw Kamala out there. Yeah,
Black woman? Probably got nervous for a couple of moments, and then they said, wait a second.
People were like...
She's not Barack. She doesn't have a penis. We're fine. She's a woman. There are people who will not vote for a woman, even if she is like, actually, I've done this before.
Angel, you could vote and have powers. You could be like, I'm Angel, the president. She can fly. I could heal poverty. I could do. Do you have a vagina?
Get the guy who
pack it up, Bucko.
Get the guy who bags the groceries at Food for Less. Put him up here. All hail, Mr. President. You know what else is crazy about being a woman is that we were excluded from clinical research policy by federal law until 1993.
I was just about to say that.
Ain't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I had already had my cycle by then. They still weren't thinking about me. They said, girl, we don't know what your body is doing. We don't research it. Women belong in scientific research. They're essential. Ritual knows they conducted a university-led human clinical trial for their essentials for women 18 plus multivitamin to assess its efficacy. The results increased vitamin D levels by 43% and omega-3 DHA levels by 41% in just 12 weeks. I actually do take Ritual. It's a part of my habit change that I am doing this month, is just getting better at taking my multivitamins every day, because actually it's super duper easy. It has 9 key nutrients and in 2 delayed release capsules per day that optimize your body's absorption. It's a clinically backed multivitamin for women 18 plus, with high-quality, traceable key ingredients in clean, bioavailable forms. Gentle on an empty stomach with a minty essence in every bottle that helps make taking your multis actually enjoyable. Ritual uses scientific tools to select lower carbon packaging, prioritize sustainable sourced ingredients, and set ambitious climate goals. Ritual is a female-founded B Corp, meaning they hold themselves accountable to not just their company's financial health, but the health of the people in our planet. No more shady business. Ritual is essential for women 18 plus. Is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
Start Ritual or add essential for women 18 plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
For 25% off. That was really good.
Crew with a K.
Yeah.
Let's move on. You good with that? Or you have anything else you want to say?
And then again, with these blue bracelets, what did you think about? You never said what you thought about the blue bracelets.
Well.
I said brew.
Well.
But you see how I slowed down to get it right?
Blue bracelets.
No, get that L out of there.
My tongue curled up.
Yes.
Blue bracelets.
There you go.
I got to think too much about it.
I know it.
I mean, honestly, Angel, at this point, white women are not people that enter my life. It's just not the case.
I see.
I can't. It's not a thing that happens. So how they feel in my interaction, this just not a thing I have to think about or worry about. Like you said, the blue bracelets is too late now. The damage is done.
Yeah.
Y'all should have organized the bracelets and then voted. Since y'all didn't, coming up to black people and be like, I'm one of the good ones. Are you? Doesn't really matter if you are or if you aren't.
Y'all, yeah.
It don't. I got to go to work. Okay. When I got that bill, I was sulking.
The 15th
and
is
I
this
got
week.
that bill in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. It was a stark reminder. No matter who sits in the office, that bill is coming. Period. Yeah. And I think sometimes I don't need to mean to make it that minute, but I got a huge bill that day, and then my cell phone bill came. And I was like, I mean, dog, I gotta go.
I really feel like they made the bracelets for each other so that they could
1,000%.
Livestrong bracelets.
Yeah, I think they want to, exactly.
That guy was terrible.
I feel like they want to know who they can freely talk to about this and not get judged. That's what it really feels like. Like,
that is it.
Like your safe space for me, and I'm safe so we can both be like, God, dog it. Yeah. But not for other people.
1,000%.
That's the only reason why it would be so subtle. I want you and I to. That's the wink.
And you don't want to lose access to the black woman. And somebody said this. Actually, it was Tamara J. She said, "Y'all want to be conservative all day, but when it comes time for fun and entertainment, you need the liberal people to make you laugh, feel good." She said, "You want to be gay? You can't be gay, and then because we ain't gonna tell nobody. Nah, y'all stay over there. Be conservative." This video that she posted, this lady said, "You gonna have to be." Let me play it for you. She said, "You gonna have to be conservative all day long." And people don't want to do that. Let me just play this for you, then we'll move on. And I won't play the whole thing because sometimes y'all get mad at me when I play the TikTok too long.
One of the reasons so many conservatives are upset about being cut off by their leftist friends and family, apart from the fact that we've realized that a lot of them are financially depending on their leftist friends and family, is because they're going to have to be conservative 24/7 if they don't have any leftists around them. I was raised conservative in a Latin American family. And the thing about conservatism, they like to act like they're on some higher moral ground because, we don't cut people off over this. And, we can be friends with people who have different beliefs. Of course you can. It's your break from being around other conservatives because when you're a conservative, you have to fit into a very specific role. You have to fall in line. You might not cut each other off, but there are definitely going to be consequences if you fall out of line. You're going to be judged, psychologically tortured. You're going to miss out certain opportunities. There are people that will not date you. There are a lot of conditions to being conservative. And so when you get around your leftist friends, people who are, first of all, being themselves because they don't have to hide because they're just living their lives and not worrying about being judged for normal human behaviors, people who are open, creative, educated, interesting, people who would vote.
You get the gifs. Somebody in Patreon said this. Can we at least
saw that.
stop giving out invites to the proverbial cookout? I haven't said that in years. Listen, I told Big Irish J, and Big Irish J, my white friend. I said, now Big Irish J, you my dog. I got love for Big Irish J. If there's a cookout happening in my backyard, I'll dap you up in the front, and I'll catch you another time. We be inviting people to the cookout, and they're not inviting us to the country club.
Okay.
Do you ever hear white people being like, now he gets to come with us?
Country club.
No.
He's a safe Negro.
All the way back until and listen, this is why I be like, oh, we got to be chilling on us. All the way back to Tulsa.
Oh, I thought you were saying something else.
No. When black people had Black Wall Street and they had that black dollar staying in the black community for as long as it could, black mechanics, black this, black entertainers, black banks, and white people would come into the Black Wall Street to get that mechanic because he was the best in town. You know what happened to Tulsa? They destroyed it.
I was talking about Tulsa this morning.
Were you? Yeah. Because they don't want us to have nothing and not our own thing. They want us to have nothing but scraps and work for us. Because we went to Tulsa, middle of Oklahoma, middle of nowhere, built it up, and we don't need none of y'all. They came in there for the clubs. They came in there for the anything. And they destroyed it in Philadelphia and Winston-Salem, and the list goes on and on. So, yes, leave us alone. All I want us to do is come to Kev's shows.
We just need to have our proverbial Black Wall Street, but, not all live in the same place so they don't bomb us.
Yes.
But just, and then we got to be spread out. It's easier to get us when we all beside each other. But now we got the internet so we can buy without being next door. Okay.
All right, let's move on. You're hilarious.
That's what.
Angela text me the funniest thing that I can't share during the podcast.
But that's where I thought you were going.
No,
and I
no,
was
no.
like, yeah. That was a cookout person.
It was a cookout person.
Get out of here.
There was a man on Twitter who took over. He's been the topic of conversation for 3 days now. Usually people only are the person of the day. He was the person of the weekend up until now. The quick story is he tweeted just touched down in Kansas City, about to meet my daughter. And then he tweeted later a picture of him and his daughter. Almost all love initially. The problem was
She big girl.
she was not a baby.
Yeah. She's
You would
a newborn.
She was, I would guess, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, yeah. She looked like she at least in class with Kaya Sai, if not a year
Minimum
ahead.
9 years old.
Yeah.
People was excited. Oh, you got a child. You have a
young lady.
Preteen. Cute girl. Right? So this man, listen, the short version of this is it wasn't as sweet as it was presented. So somebody asked him, wow, bro, you had no clue you had her out here? And he responded, I knew, bro. I let me and her mother's situation interfere with me being there for her. I'll give you the details on it next time I talk to you because it's too crazy and long of a story to tell on here. And somebody else said, a willful deadbeat, disgusting. I actually almost liked and retweeted. And he said, I've always financially provided for my daughter since she was a baby, so not a complete deadbeat. You also don't know the story behind me and her mother, but you are still entitled to your opinion. And as often on the internet, when something happens, people, ever since they added that search feature in your name, they go back. This man tweeted while he had a daughter 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I want a daughter. I want a daughter 3 years ago. I want a daughter 2019. 2017, since I'll never have kids again, I prefer for whoever I end up with to have a daughter since I don't have one of my own. The baby was alive.
The baby here.
The baby was alive, and he knew the baby was alive
What?
based on his own admission, not conjecture, speculation. Then it turns out he also had sons that he spent time with. 2 sons. Love my baby, spend the night, hooked up their Xbox, spent time with the sons. This is speculation. Someone said I can't prove this or not. Actually, I'll leave it out since I don't know. But essentially,
I want to hear the speculation
because
because I'm not going to be
the
able to follow
speculation was that the child's mom, this was speculative that his cousin said it or his sister or whoever, that the child's mom had slept with somebody he thought was his friend and he didn't think the daughter was his. He took the baby to a pregnancy test, found out the daughter was his.
You didn't take the baby to a pregnancy
took
test.
took himself to
the grandma, the baby. DNA test,
DNA
paternity test.
Went and got a paternity test. And it turned out he was a father. And he was just like, I'm leaving. And then also, turns out he might have been a truck driver and the baby was only 3 hours away. And I said, well, golly, brother. I mean, golly.
And wasn't nothing keeping him. Like the mama wasn't like, you can't come see the baby. You stay out of the life.
He let a situation, by his own words, he let a situation.
That still wouldn't count for nothing because
his mother's situation interfere with him being there for her.
You know, fellas, listen. This is what I'll say. This is what I will say. I get it. There are situations where the mother of the child can possibly make things difficult. She could actually be batshit crazy. I get it. Mm-hmm. But if you really, actually, truly want a relationship with your child, you gonna have to fight that hoe. And I mean in court. You gonna have to go ahead and put your money where your mouth is for real. Take her to court to get your rights legally cemented with that child.
I can't agree with you more, Angel.
A lot of times they be like, she just be always complaining. Nigga, so what?
Listen, these situations are hard for me to see the father's side because not only me, but all the men in my circle take care of their kids. Mm-hmm. The woman could actually be clinically insane. Clinically. And you can still legally have it, unless something's wrong with you. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you get full custody, but if you want to be in your child's life and you won't let anything stop you, the courts are set up that you can at least get visitation rights with your child.
That is the truth.
You may not be able to get full custody, but to have no contact and be like, my baby mama tripping, you are not trying hard enough.
Exactly.
When I take my shirt off,
why do we go here?
and I look at my body, the truth of the matter is, I'm not trying hard enough. Yes, genetics.
Staring right at us, Angel.
I know. That's why
I'm making a point.
It's like side-eyed.
Is one of your nipples wearing a blue bracelet? I don't want to see. I don't want to see.
My point is, when I go to Chick-fil-A after this, and I get the 12 count, knowing 8 is enough, and I get the large fry, knowing medium is fine. Sunjoy, give me the big one. I know I'm going to stay big. If I wanted to have Michael B. Jordan's body, it might be harder for me to get it, but I can get it.
It's funny that you think just reducing the amount of Chick-fil-A is what is needed.
That's exactly how I get in shape.
Instead of
removing.
Oh, no, that's enough. That's my baby mama tripping. Telling me to not go to Chick-fil-A.
Go to Sweet Green, get the Harvest Bowl instead, kid.
My baby mama tripping. My baby mama crazy. I'm not going to go. That's what they be doing, though.
Yeah.
They don't realize when you want to look like them bodybuilders, you need to do what they do, which is eat food sad. Somebody asked Roman Reigns how to get like this. He had a plate of grilled chicken on one half and broccoli. He said the key is to eat this food and just be sad. It's not good. You just got to eat it. You just eat it because you have to eat it. Okay?
That's too much mental turmoil.
So my point is, actually, it's your point. You're absolutely right, Angel. You hire a lawyer. Well, I ain't got no money. Work harder. Yeah. Work nights. Work 3 jobs.
Get in that Uber.
Get in that Uber. Work and sleep for 3 hours. Like, there's nothing to stop you if the court, if you're doing everything you can. Mm-hmm. She can make it hard for you.
They want your cam on, Josh.
But she cannot prevent it from you. She can be crazy. She can be mean. She can be difficult. She can be inconvenient. But if the court says on Saturday from 2 to 6, you got to bring that baby to the park or the library, and you have from 2 to 6, and if that's all you have, I would appreciate if you said, man, all I could get legally was every other weekend from 2 to 6 until X, Y, and Z. Brother, all we are ever asking you is to exhaust everything. Yeah. Exhaust all especially for the kid, and from a kid whose real dad is basically this person. Yeah. That kid ain't trying to hear it.
No.
And then and the other thing that I want to say,
Come on, say it.
Come on.
Unforced error to take that to Twitter and think niggas is gonna clap you and congratulate you on Twitter.
I definitely don't understand that. I don't.
What was you thinking?
Not thinking. I was so confused when I was looking at it in the docket. I was like, I want a daughter. I was like, who are you telling that to? Who are you? Do you think the Twitterverse is going to impregnate somebody for you? I didn't understand. And then I meet my daughter. Here's the picture. Why are we sharing this with these people right now? What is going on? I'll share, which is too much to share on here. Why are you sharing any of this? Why are we here?
On this hellhole of a website. Ain't no host. This is the website where the lady said, me and my husband get to have a cup of coffee in our garden before the day, and I love that for our relationship. And them folks almost obliterated her. Well, some of us don't have hands. So how can we drink coffee with no hands? You think the nubs can get in that part of the mug? What?
Why are we here?
Well, some of us don't have gardens, excuse me for living on the 13th floor of the walk-up. What? Why are you mad at me? Because I can have a cup of coffee.
I'm really, I was so confused. I was like, what? Is this a chant? Is this an affirmation? I don't understand what I am. Why am I seeing this in a Twitter, store? I don't understand. And so I don't feel bad for him that people are dragging him because maybe it'll teach him a lesson. But I really don't think there's any explanation he can give to his narrative that's going to make people be like, oh, nigga, I didn't realize that.
You're absolutely right.
I didn't realize that.
Nobody's trying to hear it.
No.
And you also could have just taken that picture and moved on with your life. Mm-hmm. Like you didn't have to do this.
No.
Now, yesterday, and listen, parenthood. First of all, I wanted to say this. I have been in my children have been in a 2-parent household their entire life. I want to say shout out to single parents.
Oh, I don't know how they do it.
I genuinely don't know how you do it. Me and Melissa have just 2 children, and for a large part of their life, they went to different schools. Just one child having to do every single thing, right? Since Isaiah started driving, Melissa mostly takes Joe. I kind of always took Isaiah. She kind of always took Joe. Mm-hmm. She was out of town doing some brand stuff, and Joe got hurt. He hurt his hamstring. So yesterday I had to take him to physical therapy. What I thought was a 30-minute appointment turned out to be almost a 2-hour appointment. They had to assess him, and they gave him treatment. They had to do all this stuff, right? So I had to come back home. I was supposed to, I wasn't going to cook. I was supposed to do the laundry, take the trash out. Everything I thought I was going to do in that 2 hours was gone. Then this morning, I realized I usually go to the gym and I can go home, take a shower, come here, meet y'all. Because I had to take Joe to school. I didn't have time to do any of that. And I realized there's somebody in the world who this is their day every day, all the time. There's nobody else helping them ever. Everywhere that baby got to go, you got to take them. Every time they got to be picked up, it got to be you. Because when we were making JoJo's physical therapy appointment for Thursday, I was able to call my wife and say, hey, they have Wednesday or Thursday. What you want to do? She's like, well, I got this on Wednesday. If it's Thursday, I can take them. I was like, well, if it's Wednesday, I can take them. There's a single parent who was like, at the doctor, I'm going to take him.
Yeah, actually, I'm his physical therapist. What do you need me to do to him?
Serious?
Because I don't have time to take him nowhere.
I have to, Melissa take Joe to school. I take Joe to soccer. And soccer be far, and I be complaining. And there's somebody who's looking at me. I got to take him to school and the soccer, the ballet, the doctor, pick up the clothes, pay for it by myself. We doing everything together, and it's still a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it.
I really don't. Shout out to you. Kudos to y'all.
Listen.
Grace and peace, because my heart is with you. But my whole point of bringing that up is that baby's mama is doing everything for that daughter while you on Twitter saying, I want a daughter, and you have one.
Just stupid.
And money helps, for sure. If he really financially provided like he did, money helps. You know what else also helps? Can you pick him up? Can you pick her up? Can you drop her off? Can you pick up the doggone trifold at CVS at 8:59 when it closed at 9 because they forgot and the project due tomorrow?
My children as well have always been in a 2-parent household. But I remember when Marcus used to work a 9 to 5. And so basically he was a ghost during that time. Okay. There was really
ghost?
He was a ghost. There was really nothing he could do for us outside of a phone call unless it was a dire emergency.
Yeah.
Then he could leave his job. And I remember the amount of stress that I would be under when I would have like an audition somewhere and it would be so close to the time they would have to be at the bus stop. I'm talking about diarrhea. There was one time I didn't realize because LAUSD is stupid. They had this early day out of nowhere.
Oh boy, LAUSD good for that.
I was on set and they called me, Angel, we have Marcus here at the bus stop. I said,
Doodle everywhere.
Did you say you scream out like
yes. I was like, oh my God. What? What am I gonna do? Because in my various long droughts of unemployment, I was always there to pick him up from the bus stop. So when we didn't even think. You understand? I had to call my next door neighbor and be like, hey, Eddie, how you doing?
Man.
What are you doing right now? Can you go get my child and
Brother.
just keep him at your house?
Just hold him.
Just hold him there. Just hold him there for a
Grab
little
him and
bit.
hold him.
I can't imagine the coordination that it would take for someone who is single that has, especially here, where are the kids going? I'd be like, these niggas out here ain't got no jobs because the way LAUSD's schedule is, I'm like, how are people getting their children?
How?
They talking about we get out at 2 o'clock on Tuesdays. And where are the kids going?
Ain't no school buses either.
Yeah, listen.
There's no school buses here. They when we was kids, and listen, when we latchkey, I was a latchkey kid. We went to school, whether I walked, rode a bike, or rode the bus. Getting to and from school was my responsibility. And if you lose that key, then you sit at that front door.
You sit right there, don't talk to nobody. Be thirsty, outside and hungry. That's what you gonna do.
Oh man, I had a house key. I was cooking all kind of stuff. When I played sports, brother, you better figure out how to get home from basketball. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
You want to play the sport? Go on and play it. Mm-hmm. I'm not picking you up. We had latchkey kids. My kids had after school care, all kind of stuff, man. I don't know.
I remember one time, I think my sister forgot to come get me from school. This is when we lived in Baltimore. And so I just walked home. I knocked on the door. No. Or maybe she wasn't supposed to get me, but I was supposed to walk home. I walked on the door. I knocked on the door. Nobody opened the door. So I sat out on the porch for I don't know how long. Now, mind you, I was 4, maybe 5.
Oh my God.
Well, my old babysitter from when I was younger lived up the street. So I walked to her place where she had all these kids she was watching. I was like, I'm tired. She's like, come on in.
I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. She got me a cot and I laid down and went to sleep. She's who led me to Christ. I still remember that.
Is she?
Yes, she is.
What happened when you left?
She lead me to Christ then. What you mean?
She ain't help you come back?
Oh, shut up. And I remember I thought that there was a little white man living in my chest.
Man, I thought I had turtles running my body.
Turtles. When you got saved?
Oh, no, just as a kid.
Oh, no. When I got saved, she said, now Jesus is in your heart.
Oh.
And I was like, there's a little white man in here.
You have a white man in your heart. Martin Luther King is your dad. You had a lot going on.
Listen, took a lot of things literally.
I used to think when you swallow something, turtles came up a little latch and took the water down to your stomach.
Oh,
You
that's
didn't
so
think,
sweet.
You didn't think
Your heart,
animals
kid.
was in your body?
Never.
Like a whole animal?
Small little turtles.
You must have had tapeworms.
No,
Them
turtle. Y'all, come on, Patreon. I know I wasn't the only person that thought something was in your body working.
Did you think the watermelon was going to grow in your stomach if you had the seeds?
1,000%. 1,000%
your heart,
watermelon is
kid.
gonna grow. Didn't have no sunlight, no roots. It's gonna grow inside me. Dang, nobody. Not turtles. It could have been. Y'all didn't think mice?
Ew.
Hold on, man. You're just throwing animals in there now.
Dang, nobody's saying yes.
No.
All I see is nope, nope, nope. You're on your own.
The Crunch Stadium.
I saw it, Josh.
Sorry.
Wait, what? I missed the crunch thing.
Crunch Stadium, CP said it.
He did say that. That's a crunch stadium. You don't know how to not break, Kevin.
You are the worst.
How come you don't?
Because I don't want to. I want to have a good time. If we're making a real TV show, then say it one time and you cut around it. But for the hospital, I'm not gonna act like this ain't the most hilarious thing I ever said.
On.
I'm like,
I don't know how to not break.
and I was like, this isn't the blooper.
No. Because the first cut, they actually cut around it. Like we went and did a take where I didn't break. I said, what's the fun in that? This is my show. I want you to laugh.
It keeps it feeling like an open format improv show too.
I want you to know. People are like, how did you not break? I want you to know in real time I did.
I did. I
All the
definitely-
laughter's in there. We also didn't have a lot of time to reshoot stuff. So
You were
yes,
like, that's it.
it's funny, man. It was a game.
TP is so stupid.
He's very funny. All right. Let's move on.
What did we just talk about? Oh, the man and the daughter. Okay, great.
Man and the daughter. Let's see. How long have we been on, Joshua?
We've been on for recording an hour and 10.
That's about enough.
Is that how you close it out?
My stomach's growling. I got to go get a salad.
You're lying to us.
I'm not.
You can get the Cobb salad with the fried chicken bits
getting
from
arugula.
Chick-fil-A. That's a great salad, by the way, though.
You look like such a bad little kid.
didn't get
I'm
that.
not.
I get salad.
You look like a lying little 3-year-old. I did not have it.
I didn't.
I didn't do it. I didn't have the candy.
Yeah.
You know, Jersey Mike's, man.
Jersey Michael.
Oh,
That
that
sounds
sounds so
good.
good.
Jersey Michael sound good. See, I was just about to get a salad. Now I got to go get Jersey
No,
Michael's.
you can get it in a bowl, Kev.
I want to do this. I
Is that
don't want to dip and eat.
No, you fork.
Or fork it. I want to be like, I'm king, I'm Viking.
Talk about Meg and Martha Friday.
Oh, Meg and Martha, the documentaries. Did you watch either of them?
Who's Meg?
Meg the
Meg Thee Stallion.
No, but I can watch both because I wanted to watch Martha.
Watch Martha and watch Meg. We can talk about it for the bonus.
Will do, people.
Great times. Great times.
I've been wanting to watch that Martha.
You know Martha, baby, 59.
her youngest
59
child.
years
Her
old?
daughter is 59 years. Martha is 83.
She looks great.
She looks fat. Now I'm gonna say this one thing about this documentary. Turn it off, Josh.
Really?
Bye,
I
guys.
just want to say one thing.
for
but I
Gen
don't,
Pop?
Yeah, I don't want to put this on. I got too much of these statements.
Goodbye.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy Kev on stage. And that chick Angel.